Who are the pretenders and who are the contenders? We're more than halfway through the NFL season, but DraftKings Sportsbook is still pumping out unbeatable offers every single game. New customers can bet just $5 on anything and get $200 instantly in bonus bets. DraftKings isn't stopping there. All customers can take advantage of a sweetener offer every game day this October. Get in on all the football action with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. Download the app now and use code Shannon. New customers can bet just $5 on anything and get $200 instantly in bonus bets. Only DraftKings Sportsbook with code Shannon. The crown is yours. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us again for another episode of Nightcap. Please do not forget to click that subscribe button. Therefore, you're caught up. You'll know when all the latest news and information that originates from Nightcap will be released, and you'll also know every time we go live. So please do not forget to click that subscribe button. Welcome to another edition of Nightcap. I'm your favorite Unc, Shannon Sharpe. He's your favorite number 85, Cincinnati Bengals legend, Chad Ochocinco Johnson. Congratulations to the Chargers. We're going to get right into it, Ocho. Congratulations to the Chargers. They beat the Bears 30-13. And because that game was not very, very interesting, let's go ahead and get into it because we have a lot of games that we got to get into tonight. The Kansas City Chiefs go on the road, lose to the Denver Broncos 24-9. What was one of your takeaways, a couple of your takeaways from this game, Ocho?
First off, I would like to give a shout out to Russell Wilson. I think you should give Russell Wilson his credit as well. I'm waiting to say it. Russell Wilson did a good job. Russell Wilson beat the Kansas City Chiefs. Can you say that for me real quick?
So let me. I want to make sure. So I'll let you go. So this is what I'm going to make sure I'm hearing you correctly. The Denver Broncos defense ranked 31st in points allowed, 32nd in yards allowed. They took the ball away 5 times. Patrick Mahomes had never lost to an AFC road opponent. He had a 16-game winning streak. He scored 9 points. A team led by Patrick Mahomes scored 9 points. And your takeaway, a guy that completed 12 passes. That was your takeaway, Russell Wilson.
Can I ask you a question?
No. I'm just asking. I gave you the floor, Ocho. I gave you an opportunity. So now,
listen to me.
Go back. Go ahead.
When a team loses and when a team wins, when a team loses, it's the quarterback's fault. And the quarterback gets most of the blame. So what you want to do is you want to run off everything that the defense did and what Patrick Mahomes didn't do and not give Russell Wilson his credit.
No, I'm asking you. So your takeaway, a defense that's 31st in points, 32nd in yards, took the ball away 5 times. A team, mind you now, a Patrick Mahomes team, the last time that he did not throw a touchdown in the game was almost 2 years ago. And so your takeaway was Russell Wilson, a guy that completed 12 passes. That's all I'm asking.
Did they win the game?
Yes. But your takeaway.
So are you saying? Are you? Oh, wait. Okay. So what you're telling me right now, right? So what you're saying is the points that the Denver Broncos scored offensively. Are you taking that away from Russell Wilson? The pass,
Ocho,
Jerry Jeudy scored. Yes, sir.
Ocho, I'm asking. See, you're not listening to what I'm saying. So you're saying your biggest takeaway from the game was Russell Wilson.
Well, the big
no. Ain't no Russell Wilson. I said, Ocho, what was your big takeaway from this game? Give me your 1 or 2 takeaways. And you said Russell Wilson.
You know what? They won the game. This is the same Denver Broncos that Miami put 70 up on, right?
Yes.
This is the same defense. The defense.
So how many points did the defense give up today?
9. Wait, was it 9?
To who? So let me ask you a question. Who's the best quarterback in the NFL?
Patrick Mahomes.
And Patrick Mahomes had never lost a road game to an AFC West opponent. He had won 16 straight against the Broncos. And your takeaway from this game was a guy that completed 12 passes.
I'm giving them credit because they won the game. Because we've been killing, not me, the media has been killing Russell Wilson for them not playing well. Him and Sean Payton not gelling well offensively. He completed 12.
You realize Russell Wilson took 6 sacks.
Wait, who took 6 sacks? Oh, Russell. So we blaming Russell Wilson for him getting sacked.
No, Ocho, I don't think you understand when your takeaways. If they had gotten to a shootout, they had won the game 43-30, and Russell outdueled Patrick Mahomes. I'm not saying you don't give, but your takeaway from what that defense that took the ball away from Patrick Mahomes, kept him out of the end zone for the first time in a touchdown pass for almost 2 years, and your takeaway is Russ because the
What's wrong with that? What's wrong with you? It sounds like to me you doing everything to discredit Russell Wilson. Stay with me.
Ocho, I'm not discrediting, but nobody that watched that game left that game saying that Russell Wilson is back to being Russell Wilson, that Russell Wilson was the reason why they won the game. Nobody's doing that but you. I get it. If you want to give Russ credit, if you want to cape up for these players because you're an advocate for the players, I got no problem with that. But if you left this game with a defense that was dead last, or next to last in points and yards allowed, and they kept Patrick Mahomes out of the end zone, and they took the ball away from him 5 times, if you left this game saying Russell Wilson is great.
Can I ask you a question? They took the ball away from him 5 times. How many of those turnovers equated to offensive touchdowns by the offense for the Broncos? How many of those turnovers? How many of those turnovers? Who accounted when the defense took the ball away 5 times? How many times in those turnovers did the offense score?
The offense scored 24 points
off the 5 turnovers, right?
I don't know. Hold on. How many points did they score off those turnovers? Russell had 3 touchdown passes, 114 yards.
So out of the 5 turnovers, 3 of those equated to 21 points because of who?
Well, I think the opening drive, I think when they got the ball, I think they stopped Kansas City and they went down and scored. So I know I'm going to say at least, let's say 17. Let's say 17 of the 24 points they scored came up.
17 and 24 points. So the defense got 5 turnovers. Yes. Russell Wilson accounted for 17 points of the 5 turnovers.
Yes.
Who won the game again?
The Broncos won.
Who? See, what not going to discredit Russell Wilson on what he was able to do today.
Ocho,
don't do that.
Ocho. We're not paying in this moment. We're on here to critique and analyze.
We're critiquing. Okay, let's critique and analyze.
Okay.
Let's critique and analyze.
Okay.
The Broncos defense had a hell of a game. They did something with 60.
Wow.
The Broncos defense had a hell of a game. But let's say out of those 3,
we can't say let's say. We got to deal with what we got.
Out of the 5 turnovers, what happens if Russell Wilson doesn't capitalize and doesn't get those 17 points?
Okay, since we're doing hypothetical, what happens if Patrick Mahomes doesn't turn the ball over 5 times? Since we're doing hypotheticals,
you know what I love about you. You're not gonna give Russell Wilson this credit, but he gonna get it tonight.
Ocho. In this moment, I ask you your big takeaways. It's not about.
I said, listen. Your biggest takeaway was the fact that the Broncos defense took the ball away, had 5 turnovers, and did something.
So I'm just gonna make sure I'm hearing you correctly because I want to pin you down on this one. So you saying Russell Wilson was more impressive than the Broncos?
No,
defense?
the Broncos defense was very impressive. It was very impressive, especially. Listen, let me stay.
So why did you leave with Russ?
Because I want to lead. I want to lead with the quarterback that everybody been crushing. I want to lead with Russ. That's why.
Ocho, we're not fans. You're paid to analyze the game.
I'm analyzing the game. I'm analyzing the game.
Ocho, do you realize what you just said? You said the Broncos defense was more impressive.
I said the Broncos defense was impressive today, but Russell Wilson led drives that equated to 17 points of the 24 that they scored off the 5 turnovers.
Nick Boitano pressured Mahomes 8 times. Baron Browning sacked him. Going into the game, he had only been sacked 6 times. 5 times. He got sacked 3 times today, including a strip sack. I'm not saying Russell looked more decisive. When it wasn't there, he took off. Yeah, he took 6 sacks, but I'd rather him take a sack than put the ball in harm's way. Kudos. Russ I don't think he turned the ball over today. That's fine. But
Thank
you
you.
can't say your biggest takeaway. That's like saying,
Listen,
that,
you
now,
can't do that. You can't tell me what my biggest takeaway has to be just like yours. My biggest takeaway, you know what? The defense played well. The defense played well. You know what? But my biggest takeaway was when they got the ball back, when the Broncos, when it mattered most, Russell Wilson, Jerry Jeudy were able to execute the offense and put up 17 points of the 5 turnovers to make sure they won the goddamn game.
Yes, okay. That's that. You're right. You know what, Ocho? That's your biggest takeaway was you wanted to cape for Russ because you feel the.
I'm just telling you. I'm telling you what happened. It's not caping.
Ocho,
I watched the game.
Ocho, you do realize that I saw your tweet. Ocho, you do realize I saw your tweet.
Yeah.
The tweet that said that you was gonna make sure. So come on now. You do realize.
I want you to give Russ his credit. You haven't given him credit yet.
I want to see. So no, you caping. We're not fans. We're not
I'm
fans,
not a fan.
Ocho.
I'm not being a fan. I'm just telling you what I saw, and I'm giving you my critique.
How you like you just told me? How you gonna tell me what I saw? You just told me I couldn't do that to you. Now you gonna turn around and tell me what I saw.
Can you do me a favor? Can you do me a favor?
Do
me a favor. Just give Russ his credit real quick on today's win.
Ocho,
I know you want to give it
to
I said the defense played well.
Ocho, it's not Ocho. I just said I thought Russ was as decisive today in throwing the football. And when the pocket, he took off and got some very valuable first downs with his legs. But for me, if you left that game, Russ completed 12 passes. They ran the ball 40 times. They threw it 19
You take
times.
What the defense is giving you. You take what the defense is giving you.
You just hold on, time out. You tell me, do not let the defense dictate what we do. You've been saying that for 8 weeks. Now you take what the defense gives you.
Listen to me now. Listen, if it's working and it's not broken, you don't fix it.
Ocho.
If it's working and it's not if it's working and it's not broken, there's no need to fix it.
Ocho, that's not what you said. You said you hate when offenses let defenses.
No. I was speaking on a simple perspective of allowing defense to take away your best target from a receiver standpoint.
So in other words, you just told everybody that's watching, he took what the defense gave him. So when I've been telling you, you take what the defense gives you, you tells me you can't let the defense dictate.
And if I'm not mistaken, I think I was speaking when it was pertaining to Devontae Adams, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's what
they're taking what the defense gives them. Okay, the defense not giving them Devontae.
I mean, okay. Just I get you going, but based on the team and based on what we talking about right now, I think what they need is today. The defense was giving them the run, and the run was working. So what do you keep on doing? You keep on running it. And the fact that they only wait, let me finish. The fact that he only needed to complete 12 passes and still came away with a victory. What does that tell you?
It tells me that the Broncos played very well today. The Chiefs didn't have their best stuff, and Patrick Mahomes was awful. I'm not going to use, he was sick and he had the bug. We don't use excuses, because if he'd have played well, we'd have been talking about he was Michael Jordan. But I'm glad we don't have to talk about that, because all I know is I saw 15 and I saw Mahomes on the back of that jersey. So there's a level of expectation. I don't want to hear nothing about the fumbles. I don't want to hear anything about the drops. It is what it is. He knew going into that game, they knew going into the season that these receivers were young. Sky Moore hasn't gotten any better since his rookie season. Rice is hit or miss. Valdez-Scantling, one game he's going to catch a touchdown and play well. The next game he's going to drop and he's going to fumble. We know that. We know the only receiver that he can consistently count on is Travis Kelce. And he didn't have his best day. And I'm kind of disappointed because, Friday night he was at the Rangers.
What's wrong with that?
It's the middle of the season. What do you mean what's wrong with that?
Listen, I know the Chiefs lost. I know they lost. I know Mahomes didn't have a game. I know Travis Kelce didn't have a game. But you're not going to tell me you can't enjoy yourself on a Friday night, which is a short day. Listen to me. It's a short day.
It was in Texas. He lives in Kansas City.
Oh shit. Okay. I'm tripping. Okay, that's different.
Yeah, you really
that's
tripping.
Different. Okay. I definitely wouldn't be getting on no plane to go nowhere for no game. But that was the World Series game, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Okay.
If it's
why
Ocho,
can't
if
that?
it's in Kansas,
Let me ask you one thing.
Ocho, if it's in Kansas City, if it's in Kansas City, I got no problem with that. But you mean to tell me you're gonna get on a plane and go to Arlington, and then you got a game on Sunday during the season?
Hey,
that's a bad look.
I mean, listen, based on what Travis Kelce's been doing, based on what he's been able to do, the consistency he's put up year in and year out, game by game, it's hard to really argue the fact that him taking a mental reset to go watch the World Series game is the reason why he didn't play well. The team in itself didn't play well.
I'm not saying that's the reason why he didn't play well.
You really think it's a bad look though? Seriously,
it's an awful look. It's a terrible look. If it was the bye week, Ocho, you do realize this is the NFL. Right. You got a game on Sunday. You're gonna board a plane. Let me ask you a question.
That's a mental reset, though. That's a mental reset for him.
Every coach I've ever played for has always told us one thing on Friday: make sure you get off your feet. Make sure you get off your feet. I'm sure everybody that's in the NFL has heard the exact same thing. They don't say, "Hey, we understand that we ain't got no game on Saturday, but hey, go." And then if you look at it, there's videos popping up of he was like raging. He was like out.
Right.
Come on, Ocho. That's a horrible look. I'm not saying it's a bad look. I'm saying it's a horrible look. And Trav, my guy, but it's not a good look.
I understand what you're saying, but it's honestly, Unc, I love you to death, but it's really hard for me to agree with you on this. And Ocho, I understand everybody's different. Listen, I think
Ocho.
Remember, because
you gotta understand optics
matter, but because of the player, because of the caliber of player, Travis Kelce has a little bit more leniency to do something like that on a Friday, to have a mental reset, to go enjoy a World Series game and be able to come back and perform. Because you know what you get from him, Unc. You know what you get from him week in and week out, baby.
This is why I don't want Travis Kelce to do that, because of the look. If somebody else had done that,
somebody else can't do that. They can't do that. They're not Travis Kelce.
Travis is the leader. But see, here's the thing. Even though I was a leader, I never did anything where the team could see that I was getting privileges, because I'm telling you, they'll grow to resent you. Remember the Russell Wilson, how he got the locker, how he had the office, how he got to come in certain things. He had earned it. He won the Super Bowl. He had been a multiple-time Pro Bowl player. I'm telling you how the human mind works. Your teammates will grow to, I don't care what you've accomplished. Don't thumb their nose in it. Don't make them feel, because don't do it. It's a horrible look. And
that's a tough one. That's a tough one, man. That's a tough one.
It's not a tough one, Ocho. It's not a tough one. It's really not. Like I said, if it's the bye week, and we're going to talk about the bye weeks and, how some guys, because when I played, we got Thursday at noon off. And then we had Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We had to be back Monday by noon. Now they get their entire week off. And you and I will get into that. What's the proper way to reset during the bye week? You and I discuss that a little later. But during the season, an NFL season, that's a bad look, bro. I'm sorry.
I got you. Listen, times are different now. Everybody's different. Everybody has a different approach to the game. Everybody operates differently on the way they do things. And it's hard for me to judge. And I'm just saying, if I was a team of the Kelce's, and I understand with all
I would be disappointed. I would be very upset.
I wouldn't, because that's his decision. That's his decision, and he's earned the right to be able to do that. He's earned the right. He's earned the right to be able to do that. Hey, listen. When Sunday, what is Kelce giving me on Sunday when it's time to play at 1:00? I don't care what you're doing on your off time. I'm just telling me personally.
Ocho.
I'm just telling me personally. For you would have been upset. I'm not controlling and conducting what somebody does on their own time. So what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do for me on Sundays at 1:00? That's all I care about.
So I just want to make sure I'm hearing you correctly. If the player is good, you don't care.
Whoa. When the player is great, don't do that. Don't do that. When the player is great,
when the player is great, you don't care what he does as long as he show up for you and play well on Sunday.
That's all that matters. That's what he gets paid to do. That's what he gets paid to do,
with you, bro.
All the other stuff and all the optics and all that other stuff. I don't care about that. What you doing? What you doing for me on Sunday at 1:00?
It doesn't work, Ocho. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't. It really doesn't, Ocho. I mean,
listen,
you played the game. You and I played about the same amount of time. But that's a
Let's
that's a bad
let's
look.
talk.
But that's a bad that's a jaded way.
No,
of
it's
thinking.
not a jaded way of
That
thinking.
because-
That's
yes,
not a jaded way.
it's
Because
horrible.
listen, their privileges. There are so many examples of privileges of certain players that are really good that get to do things that others can't. That's been the lay of the land for the longest. Let's not act like that. Come on now.
I'm not saying.
Come on now. Don't do that.
Getting. Okay, the quarterback getting a parking spot is one thing. leaving your team to fly to Texas. You do realize now. I can see it if it was his dad, if it was his brother. Right. But I'm saying I don't really know the affiliation with him in Kansas City, and that's fine. But that's still a horrible look, Ocho, to leave in the middle of the season and go watch a baseball game when how many times? Now, would he have been upset if another player had done that? So what's to stop another player from going to do something? So what's stopping Patrick Mahomes from going to watch a game during the Super Bowl on a Friday before the Super Bowl? Why?
Can I
Why
tell
not?
you something? Can I tell you something real quick? Man, these boys don't care about that, man. I'm just telling you. They don't care about that.
No.
They don't care. They're not interested in what you're doing on your off time.
But I do. I think he does care. And I wish he'd put a little bit more thought into it because the optics of it is not a very good look. So that's where I am. That's where I am on that. Let's go to the other quarterback. The 49ers lose to your team again. Brock Purdy had 0 picks in his first 5 wins. He had 5 picks in his last 3 losses. I said something after they scored 42-10. They beat the Cowboys 42-10, and I got hammered for it. I said, Brock Purdy's not elite. I said, if y'all think he's elite, you're fooling yourself. Now, I don't like to do, hindsight is a magnificent science. It's perfect because you get to look today already knowing what happened yesterday. What's your takeaway? What'd you think of Brock Purdy?
Brock didn't have a very good game. He didn't have a very, very good game. And the first thing I said when no Trent Williams, no Deebo Samuels, he would have to play that much better. When the talent around you is not what it should be, that means you have to play that much better to make up for what's not there.
Okay.
Ayuk did what he could do. Christian McCaffrey did what he could do. But when it came down to it, Purdy didn't do what was necessary to give his team a chance to win the game.
2 picks, fumble loss. The thing that I wanted to see, and this is the way I said, I want to see when every throw matters, when every possession matters, not when you're ahead, way ahead. And you see now, Ocho, the defense is starting to slip a little bit. And now every throw matters. Every possession matters. They can't stifle teams. They're not getting short fields. The defense not turning you over, getting short fields. Now we get an opportunity to see the level of greatness. And see, when I said he wasn't elite, that doesn't mean he can't become elite. I'm saying as I sit here and judge him today, he's not elite.
And I think it's masked when you have so much talent like that around you. You can look elite at the time when you have that type of supporting cast around you. Brock Purdy is a very good quarterback. Brock Purdy is a very good quarterback, but is he on the elite level? He's not that just yet. But I have a question. I'm the drift off just a little bit. Is it the fact that the 49ers defense is not really declining, but didn't look like themselves today, or was it the fact that Joe Burrow is now healthy?
Well, I thought that Joe has gotten healthy. The bye week came at a great time for them because they gave him an extra week to get that calf, and he got an opportunity to stay off his legs, rest that calf. But I thought the Cincinnati Bengals, the Bengals offensive line did a great job. And he did a great job. They had him a couple of times and he got out and threw and got first down.
Joe Houdini Burrow. That's his name.
And you saw today, they ran a quarterback draw. He got a first down. He got out of harm's way. He took off. So that tells me that calf is 100% because there was no hesitation.
Remember how you said, I can't remember exactly what you said, but when the Bengals were 0-2, and I told you just be patient. Just be patient. Yeah. The calf, Joe Burrow is hurt. They don't look the same. And I told the rest of the world, I say, listen, we always start like this. And it's one thing about the Bengals. When everybody is healthy and humming, We're gonna be all right. Everybody panicking, and you asking me, is it time to hit the panic button? It's never. It's okay. The football season is not a sprint; it's a marathon. It's about hitting. It's about hitting your stride at the right time. Timing is impeccable, and we hit it at the right time. And this momentum is going to continue to carry on. And you know who else in trouble? You know in trouble next? Buffalo. Buffalo, the Bills. No disrespect to Josh and Stephon Diggs. They in trouble next.
My only concerns, Ocho, what I felt that was different than the previous season when you started 0-2 is that Joe Burrow was healthy. If you told me Joe was 100%, I was like, okay, I've kind of seen this movie before, and I know he'll figure it out. He and Stephon Diggs will get on the same page. They'll do a little better job of running the football. Today, Joe Mixon had a season's best 87 yards rushing. Jamar Chase was Jamar Chase, 10 catches, 100 yards, didn't get the ball into the end zone, but he had some big-time catches. Drew, I think, 2 passing appearances.
Chase scored once. He scored once.
Yeah, he did. He had He had that slot route. Yeah. And they faked like they're gonna run the jailbreak screen, and here come everybody running, and he slid right down the side. You're right. My bad. 10 catches, 100 yards, and a touchdown. 3 different receivers scored a touchdown. Boyd had it going, got some key third downs early in the ball game. This is how the Bengals offense. But what was really, really impressive was the defense, because they did a job of taking the ball away.
Great job. Take Taylor Britt. I know you're going to see this. Jermaine Pratt, I know you're going to see this. I love y'all boys. Who they? Keep it going. Keep it going.
Yeah. What's the 21? Hyatt?
Hilton. Mike.
Hilton.
Mike, boy.
Yeah,
Mike,
man.
Listen,
yeah. He played.
Mike Nasty, boy.
Played his ass
Mike
off.
Nasty with it, man. Real savvy veteran. Very savvy veteran.
That it looks like that division is going to be a clash. I think Baltimore is going to kick them. Baltimore could have had a commanding lead in this division had they went ahead and taken care of business with the Steelers. We saw the Steelers lose again today at Jacksonville. The Browns lost. So it looks like it's going to be a two-horse race in this division, Cincinnati and Baltimore.
Can I tell you something? I'm not Cleo. I don't have a genie. I can't predict the future. I can't. But I can tell you about the script when it comes to the NFL, and I can tell you how it's going to end. And this is no disrespect to the Browns. This is no disrespect to the Ravens. The AFC North is going through Cincinnati. And I mean that with all due respect to everybody, for fans and all that. But I'm just saying we hitting our stride at the right time.
But it looks like the Ravens hitting their stride too. I don't know if you've been noticing.
I noticed. I know. Wait, who? Ravens got the best defense. Best defense in the league now. I understand that. But I'm just saying when the time comes, it's going to come down to coming out the AFC, the Ravens and the Bengals. And we already know who coming out on top, especially on the back end of the season.
Well, we're going to see. I think Lamar Jackson, Jackson going to have something to say about that.
Jack is the real deal. That's home team. No disrespect to him. But again, you know where my allegiance lies. And just what we can do offensively, I think it gives the Ravens problems as opposed to any other team that they're going to face in that AFC.
All right. We go to the Cowboys. They do a demolition job on the Rams, 43-20.
Prescott.
The defense was outstanding again today. Dak was 25 of 31, 304, 4 touchdowns, 1 interception. He was throwing the ball over the middle. The guy got his hands up. It carried him a couple of times and got picked off. CeeDee Lamb, 12 for $158, 2 touchdowns. Did you realize this, Ocho? I don't know if you realize this. This was the first time Dallas offense scored more than 2 touchdowns since week 1.
I knew you was going. I knew that's where you was going. I knew that's where you was going because the entire season, all we talked about is the defense and how well they played and taking the ball away and giving the Cowboys offense short fields and defense scoring touchdowns and making it easy where other teams were always playing from behind. But what did Dak Prescott show us today? Hey, read me. Hey, do me a favor. Do me a favor. Dak played a hell of a game. Do me a favor. Read Dak's stat. Read me Dak's stat line one more time.
25 of 31, 304, 4 touchdowns, 1
pick. Can you get Dak his credit today? Huh?
I thought he played well.
Play well.
Well? Yes. I thought he played very well.
He was elite. He was elite today. In the Dak that you saw today, is the Dak that we need.
No. Ocho. What we're not going to do is we're not going to put elite one day, then take it off the next day. Either you're elite or you're not.
Whoa. The NFL is week to week. It's week to week.
No,
in the game,
not greatness. Greatness is not week to week. Ocho, stop
what?
this now. Stop this.
Whoa, stay with me. How did Patrick Mahomes play last week? How did Patrick Mahomes play last week? Ocho, how did he play today?
Ocho. So are you saying because Patrick Mahomes had 2 bad weeks, he's not great? He's not elite?
That's not what I just said. I said the NFL is week to week. This week, Ocho. Dak Prescott was elite.
Ocho, but we don't assign if you can. You right.
Thank you.
Ocho, you can assign eliteness however you want.
Thank you. And you know what's going to happen?
Greatness, and eliteness is not a week to week thing. Granted, you update your resume, but once you're in the elite, Patrick Mahomes is elite. Patrick Mahomes is great. Because he hasn't played well in 2 weeks, we don't take him out of that eliteness.
Wait a minute.
Yes, you did. You said, I just asked you. I said, is Dak Prescott elite? You said he was elite today. You said he was elite today.
He was elite today. He was elite today. Did you not? I watched the game.
Ocho.
I'm not even a Cowboys fan. I watched the game. I saw Dak Prescott do what everybody said he couldn't do and hasn't done the entirety of the season so far, and he did it today.
What? Okay. Let me ask you a question. What hasn't he done? Again, they were 2 for 4 in the red zone.
What did you just say they hadn't done since week 1?
Scored two touchdowns.
How many did they score offensively? What did CeeDee Lamb do today? Showed why he's one of the best in the league.
Okay, they did. Ocho. But when you watch the game, did you see that pick 6 by Deron Bland, who now has 3 pick 6? Okay, hold on. I'm just asking.
They left the ball. They left the ball too far behind. But okay, yeah, the bad throw.
Okay, did you see the block punt for safety? Okay, did you see Kevon Turpin run the ball back to almost the 10-yard line? Okay, so Ocho, all of that. I'm not taking anything away from the offense, but what I've said is that it seems like the Cowboys offense gets going in the right direction when their defense. Micah, what did Micah do today? Micah, you see Micah. Strip sack, forced fumble, sack, short fields. That's all. Look, my problem is that when they created those opportunities, Dak wasn't taking advantage of them. So now, if you tell me, Ocho, this is the Cowboys we're going to see moving forward, I'm going to say everybody in the NFC going to have their damn hands full. If the Cowboys are going to, you're going to get pick sixes, and we've seen when the Cowboys play great, what do? They're always spearheaded by what? Pick sixes,
defense,
punt, scooping scores, or short fields. But Dak,
football, there are 3 phases to the game. And normally, when you win in all 3 phases, you get what you got. You get what you got today.
If you look at the Cowboys, when they win a game, they don't just win all 3 phases. They dominate. Right. They don't win. You look at what they did to the Patriots. You look at what they did to the Jets. You look at what they did to the Giants. Now we look at the Giants offensively. We're going to talk about them a little later. We look at those teams, and you look at what they did to the Rams. When they don't win all 3 phases. They dominate. And when you dominate all 3, if you can dominate 2 of the 3 phases, there's probably a 75% chance you're going to win. When you dominate all 3, you're almost unbeatable.
And one of the things,
and that's what we're seeing.
And one of the things that I like, and you can attest to this, when you have a game like today, when CeeDee Lamb has a game like that, and Dak Prescott has a game like that, that defense and Mekhi has a game like that, do you know the type of confidence you have after a performance like that going into the week in practice and going into the next game? It carries over. It carries over, not just with the individual players, but the team as well. Offensively, Dak gonna be, you get a different bounce to yourself, man. You get a different bounce, just a different aura, a different walk. It just is something about having a good game, and you want that momentum to carry. And I think it's
you needed this because you know who they play next week. They got the Eagles next week in Philly. So so they really needed this game. Jerry Jones after the game said he didn't want to talk about the upcoming Philly game because he doesn't want to poke the bear. Dak was told of this, and Dak paused, smiled, pour honey on me. If you ever see me in a fight with the Bear, pour honey on me. I'm looking forward to that.
I like it. And this is one of the few times where Jerry Jones didn't step up to the plate and give the opposing team bulletin board material and allowed.
Damn that bulletin board. I said, what? I remember we played the Tennessee Titans and in the playoff game, Ocho, and all the little comments that we had said, because they had, NFL's films wasn't supposed to release what we were saying in our locker room, but they released it anyway. And so they had all the montage, what Coach Billick was saying, what I had said, what Ray had said. And so you know what I said? I said, whatever they say, we said. Now what y'all gonna do about it?
Right.
Y'all, because at the end of the day, Ocho, whether I said a little or I said a lot, we still got to play the game.
Mm-hmm.
We still got to. We got to buckle this thing up. We got to strap these pads up.
What.
It don't matter what I say. So you know what? I'll be quiet. Well, since Shannon ain't say nothing this week, we gonna go easy on him. Nah, he talking. Let's get it. Ocho, it don't matter. You know how it goes.
All the same.
It's all the same. So, that's gonna be a barn burner. That's gonna be a barn burner next week.
They got the 1:00 or 4:00 slate. They need to change it if they can.
They'll never put the Cowboys and Eagles in a 1:00 window.
But that's probably for the 420 game.
Is that that's the 425? Might be a Sunday night game. It's the late game. That's gonna be good. That's my former network Fox ain't really trying to give up no Cowboys. Cowboys Eagles? Right. Hell no. Cowboys 49ers? Absolutely not. You're not trying to give up that game. Check this. Okay, the Jets get an improbable win. They come back. They beat third string quarterback Tommy DeVito, who played more like
you ain't got to do that. We don't care what we don't. I don't care what string it was.
Passing yards. I had more passing yards than Tommy DeVito, and I ain't leave my couch.
I ain't trying to hear all that. Guess what?
I had more, ladies and gentlemen at home. Shannon Sharpe, 55 years of age, sitting on his couch in L.A., had more passing yards than Tommy DeVito.
Zach Wilson and the Jets beat the Giants. Zach Wilson and the Jets beat the Giants.
Ocho, did you realize you had more passing yards than Tommy DeVito?
What does that have to do with the outcome of the game today? Zach Wilson, say it with me. Zach Wilson.
Ocho, think about what you just said. Think about Ocho. I want you to think about what you just said.
Same thing I said when we talked. Same thing I said when I talked about the Broncos.
You said on the end of your bed. You had more passing yards sitting on the end of your bed than a quarterback did in the NFL with 9 passes.
What do we have to do with the personnel for the Giants? What do we have? I ain't got nothing to do with that. I ain't got nothing to do with that.
I know.
They know what they had on their roster. That is not going to take away the fact that a game, the NFL game in itself is about moments. It's about moments. Did Zach Wilson play great? No. Did Zach Wilson lose the game for the Jets? No. Did he?
That's his only job.
Stay with me. Was he in a position to help his team win in a pivotal moment at the end of the game in overtime? Yes. Did he not make 2 important clutch? I don't even know how to spell clutch because I can't drive stick. Did he make 2 crazy clutch throws to put his team in position to win the game? Did he?
Big time.
Say his name with me. Zach Wilson.
Ginormous
Zach
throw.
Wilson.
And that's his job is to not lose the game. You don't have to win it. Just like you said, sometimes the game comes down to a throw here or a throw there. And the throws when it mattered, he made them. If I had a cap, I'd tip it.
Thank you. Zach, I hope you see this. Shannon giving you your love.
And that's
what I'm talking about.
Oh, and that's what it's about. But that was a terrible game to watch.
Yeah. I mean, listen, the weather played a part. The weather played a part. Now I know you have to adapt to it. You have to play. You know,
they had over 1,000 yards in punts.
It was bad.
They had 23 points between the two. 23 points between the two teams. They had 24 points.
It was bad. It was ugly.
The Giants finished -9 passing yards. Ocho. That's why I say we had more. You and I had more passing yards.
You're right. It was an ugly game.
4 for 34 on third down. I don't know if I've ever heard of stat. Do you 0 for 34? I mean, 4 for 34 on third down.
That's bad.
That's a bad.
It's in bad football. But
I take my hats off to the fans because I'm gonna be fair weather. If it ain't got dang on 80 degrees and sunny, your boy can't go.
You can't do that. You can't do that.
Ocho,
You're not a true fan. That's why they're called. That's why they call fans. True fans. It could be hot, cold, rain, sleet, weather, snow, thunderstorm. If the game is playing, they're gonna be out there supporting.
Big N, big O, no. So I tip my cap because it's a deluge, it's a monsoon, and they're sitting on there with their parkers and their raincoats, and they're like in and they're cheering. No, Ocho, I can't do that. Hell, I didn't want to be out there and I was playing.
If you're a Jets fan, you got to be happy because I told you what was gonna happen.
Yes, you ecstatic.
Hey, they won the last 3 games.
Name the player that likes playing in the rain in a football game.
Listen, when we was little, we loved being in the rain. It wasn't no problem. We loved it. But
I hated the rain playing.
I don't mind the rain. I don't like it hot, which is weird because I'm from Florida.
Give me hot. Give me hot.
Give me cold. I like it when it's cold. Because when it's cold, I'm not gonna cramp up before the half. My calves.
Man, them little BBs you got back there talking about some calf muscles. The Eagles pull out a victory over the Commanders. A.J. Brown is playing out of his mind. Another 8-catch, 130 yards, 2 touchdowns today. He's the first player in NFL history to have 6 straight games with at least 125 yards receiving. Jalen Hurts, 29 of 38, 319, 4 touchdowns. And the game probably shouldn't have been that close, Ocho. He lost 2 fumbles inside his 3-yard lines. They've got to clean that up because the Cowboys are coming. You need points at a premium because as you step up in level of competition, your level of mistakes must go down.
And the fun,
because if you do what you did against the Cowboys, and look, they know each other.
Very well.
You know, hey, these are divisions. Just like the Eagles and the Commanders, they're in the same division, the NFC East. The Cowboys and the Eagles, same division, NFC East. They know each other. But you pay double in a division game and you turn the ball over. Because remember, that's what happened to Kansas City. Remember, Ocho, you turn the ball over. Either you're going to bring the team up to your level or you're going to go down to their level. One of the two things is going to happen. But Jalen Hurts throwing the ball. Man, I don't even know what to say about AJ. AJ done lost his mind these last 6 weeks.
A.J. Brown is bumping his head off the goalpost every time you look around. And it's not just the contested catches wide open. I don't know what ritual he's doing or what he's eating. Whatever he's doing, he just got to keep doing it. He got to keep doing it because what he's done is unheard of. Did you see the one hand grab in the end zone with the dude draped all over him?
Yeah.
Like, come on, man. What we doing?
Everybody else is gonna be like, ever since he had that little dust up where Hurts on the sideline.
It's just a minor disagreement. Just a little minor disagreement.
He's like, hey, don't beat up wrong. And since Hurts has made it his mind, says, hey, I'm gonna feed Big Dog early and often.
It makes sense. It makes sense. And the funny thing about it is, you know it's coming, especially when you play a division opponent. You know how to stop your number one target, and there's nothing they can do. There's nothing they can do to stop him.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
I mean, and both of his touchdowns that he caught on Washington was tightly contested. A.J. Brown now has 12 receiving touchdowns of throws of 15 plus yards downfield since the start of last season. That's number one in the NFL. Hurts again, 29 of 38, 319, 4 touchdowns. This is gonna be a matchup. Because now we're gonna get to find out. We're gonna get to find out, because everybody we kind of been, Cowboys they've been playing okay, but not off. They winning. The Eagles, they're like, man, Ocho, they winning, but they don't look like they did last year. They having a hard time getting out of third gear, trying to get the fourth and on the fifth. We don't need fifth right now, but we really trying to get out of third gear because we are almost halfway through the season. Now we're gonna find out. There's no love lost between these two teams. I want you to know that I'm the beast of the East, and the East goes through Dallas or it goes through
one or the other. And the fact of the matter, watching the game today, and I was watching double. I was having to look to my left and look to my right earlier today when I was watching the Philly game. And the funny thing about it, when it was 14-3, I was like, man, well, the Commanders got this one. I thought it was going to be one of those days. And I looked over to the right and I came back. I'm like, wait a minute. And the score line continued to change, and it continued to change. And again, and when it mattered most in pivotal moments in that game, He made the throws necessary. Run here, a
Yeah,
run there, and God damn it, I'll be damned. They back in the game. Not only back in the game, oh shit, they done took the
took the
lead.
lead. Mhm.
Unbelievable football. And the fact that both of these teams, the fact that Dallas won the way they did, and with a comeback victory for the Eagles, both teams coming to the game with great momentum and confidence individually
Yeah,
for the individual players. I'm telling you, having a good game, it do something to you. I don't know what it is. It just does something to you.
but
So ain't no telling what's gonna happen come next Sunday.
all I know is this: when when I play, I'm looking at the team that we're gonna play, and I'm like, man, their quarterback ain't as good as ours. Their receivers are not good as ours. Man, they threw for 300 yards. Man, what you think? That Sam Howell almost threw for 400. What you think Dak and CD and those receivers thinking? Hey, Ocho, you don't. Let me get an extra helping of that. Let me get an extra helping of a Bradbury the fourth. Hey, give me a little bit. Hey, give me a side of that Slay. Give me a Bayard. I know you just got there, but I want an extra helping of him because Sam Howell got 400. Dak said, and he done told about he won't punt it board on him because he going to fight a bear because he want the bear to stay there.
And I'm glad they got CD involved. They haven't been using CD to the magnitude he should be used at because he can make Dak's job very, very easy. I don't like people talking about CD not being a number one receiver. They like to say, well, he's borderline, he's not there yet. Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
He just got to be consistent. The one thing you know about the true number ones is that AJ showing up every week. Reek, Justin Jefferson, Chase, those guys, Diggs. I mean, I can't have CD have a game like this and then come back next week and give me 50 those Ocho. I can't have that.
It's not that he's going to give you 50. It's the fact that the opportunities and the targets have to be there. The play calling has to be there. And if they trying to take him away, you got to manipulate your scheme offensively to put him in position to get open. It's easy to do. You know, sometimes offensive coordinators have an ego. I want to run my system, and I'm going to run it the way I want to. And if they want to take him away, I'm going to let them take him away. I'm going to just use everybody else. Sometimes your offensive coordinator got to be aggressive. What today, you ain't taking away 88.
The system, I know that system, that West Coast system is predicated on the receiver. Jerry Rice in that offense. You go back and look at all the great receivers that have played in that system. It's all about the X and the Z receiver.
Yeah.
If Jerry was the Z, John Taylor was the X. My brother played the Z. You go back and look at the West Coast and look at that offense, and you look at the guys that playing. You got to have a dog, and you got to give him the ball. You got to. It's mandatory. And most of those guys are tremendous run after the catch. Because CD was a punt returner, you know he's good after the catch. You know he has some elusivity to it. You just got to give him an opportunity. You got to, like you said, give him, I can't look. Gallup, for whatever reason, Gallup hasn't really he doesn't look like he's gotten all the way back over that knee injury. I know what I'm going to get with Brandon Cooks. I'm going to get a deep threat here or there. But my guy, CD, I would keep saying my guy, but CD is a guy, he can work the slot. He's outside the numbers. He can run the tree. He can get deep. So at some point in time, you just might have to force feed him. And I know Jerry says, I want to spread it around. Spread it around and do what?
That's just, again, that's
because you don't want to pay that man his money because you know that man going to be asking for 25, going to be asking for 28 M's, 30 M's. So you want to try to suppress. So you want to try to keep the numbers
they
down.
will do that. That's the way the game. That's the way the game. That's the way the game goes. I think that and the funny thing about it, I don't even think the outside world understands the business side of it of suppressing numbers. Another thing, when receivers get into their 30s, and the first thing everybody likes to do is say, "Oh, he's slowing down. Oh, he lost a step." He ain't lose nothing if you pay attention. Just pay attention to the targets and opportunities, how they start to decrease. So your numbers decrease as well. Right. And then they like to use, well, you're not the same as you used to be. Well, motherfucker, you ain't throwing me the goddamn ball the way you used to either.
Because the last thing you want is him to be on one of those all-pro teams. Have 100+ catches, 1,500 yards, another double-digit
back
touchdown
up the brink
season.
truck, please.
Back it exactly. Up, please. You know, having been a part of this system, you and I know how the system works. Let's go to the Ravens. The Ravens win this ball game, but the story of the game was Odell clearly being frustrated. We saw him draw a defensive pass interference and then go to the sideline and slam his helmet. Odell drew 3 penalties today, but he had 0 catches on 4 targets. And this is only the second time in his 102-game career that he's failed to register a catch in a game. And Ocho, you know how it is. You go to another team, because they know who Odell is. They remember this Odell. They remember the guy with the Spider-Man catches, the guy that's dancing, doing all that thing. The last time they saw the guy, he was going haywire right before the half in the Super Bowl. And so he wants to come and put on a great show, wants to have an impression. And for whatever reason, I don't know, Ocho. I don't know why it just hasn't clicked for him. What do you think's going on?
I think obviously you're in a different system. You're in a different system. You're in a different offense. I think Odell wants to get back to being the Odell of old, letting everybody know I can still do this. I can still be the Odell of old. I can be the Odell you saw with the Rams. I can be the Odell you saw with the Giants. The fact of all the work, think about all the work he's put in to come back from not one but a second ACL. You put in all that work to get back, and all you want to do is you want to go out there and contribute to some of the W's, some of the wins, and obviously with the pass interference, it's interfering with him, and he just want to get in rhythm. He want to touch the ball. How can I be an intricate part of the offense if I can't get the ball in my hands? The balls are coming, but obviously they were pass interferences, and the frustration is building up because he's not able to contribute and being a part and helping that team win. And one of the things I said, Odell, and I said this about him, I forgot where I was at when I said this. We talk about quarterbacks getting $200 million contracts. If Odell hadn't have been hurt, I believe Odell would have been the first receiver to have a $200 million deal. He was that dynamic. He was that polarizing. He meant that much to the game of football. I think he would have been the first. He can do anything from anywhere in the field. One of the few players I've seen take hitches, slants, go deep, just do every goddamn thing. You know, and the fact that he got hurt.
Ocho, I think had he not got hurt originally, and he'd have had some better behavior in New York, I would agree with you. That wasn't going to happen once he went to Cleveland and had that knee injury, because you know that unless you're a quarterback, they're not handing out $200 million contract.
That's why I said if he hadn't have gotten hurt,
Now if he could have had a quarterback, stayed in New York, because remember, Ocho, he was box office in New York. Yeah, he was his first 4 years. He was electric.
Nothing like
he was the few guy. I mean, the Giants might not make but one play, but you knew one thing: 13 was gonna make it, and he could take a slant and go hit his head on the goalpost. He could make the spectacular catch on the sideline. He could go over the top. He was box office in terms of he was must-watch TV. Not just, there are a lot of guys that, can catch the ball. I mean, a lot of guys can catch the ball, but are they must-watch TV? Man, I got to get home. Man, I got to see what Reek gonna do. Tyreek gonna pee somebody out, and I need to see it. Hey, AJ Brown gonna catch it in the crowd and gonna run somebody over. I need to see it. Justin Jefferson gonna shake somebody. Jamar Chase. There are certain guys that you gotta see. Odell was all of that, and he had the flair.
Go with it.
He had the shoes. He had the gloves. He had the charisma and the persona, and he was in New York.
Yeah, that made it even better.
That's the game changer, Ocho. Right, he in New York. So, yeah, I feel bad. It's tough, Ocho. Ocho is tough. It's tough because what happened is that Baltimore gave him this big contract, and it's only for 1 year. And then everybody saying, "See, I told you. See, I told you." And he just wants to he's just like, "Man, I can do it. I can do it." You know what, Ocho? What they should do, since they already will try to do everything, go ahead, when you get a defensive pass interference, give me them yards. Let the receiver have them yards. I'm going to stop all y'all. You ain't catch it. Yeah, but you guys got a 15-yard penalty. I got a 40-yard penalty. Nah, and we going to see it, because if Odell get through penalties, he might got 50 yards now.
Yep. I think I understand where his frustrations are coming from, and I know what's going to happen. I'm not sure who the Ravens play next, but they're going to design plays, and what you can do, they're going to design plays to ensure that he touches the ball early. And you know how it is as a receiver. You as a tight end, if you get the ball in your playmaker's hands early, just let them touch it. It don't have to be nothing serious. It could be a reverse. It could be a smoke. It could be a quick screen. Just let them touch it, and then you invested. You invested into the game the rest of the way. The rest of the way.
Remember we was having this discussion, I think, just a couple of weeks ago. We was talking about the Ravens and their red zone inefficiencies. Today they were 4 for 4 in the red zone. Gus Edwards had himself a day. He had 3 touchdowns today. And that's kicking field goals will lose your game. Scoring touchdowns in the red zone will get you in the playoffs and can win your championship. And the Ravens, to their credit, were sensational once they got that ball into the red zone. And that's what you need to have. Okay, let's go to the Miami Dolphins. They carve up the Patriots defense. Tyreek Hill becomes the first player in NFL history to have 1,000 yards receiving in his first 8 games. He and Jalen Waddle both go over 100 yards. I think, if I'm not mistaken, that's like the 5th or the 6th time that they've done that in the same game. And I mean, what do we say about Reek? What do we say about Tyreek?
When people, and I'm gonna say it again, and I've said over and over and over. When we talk about Tyreek, when we talk about top 5, when we talk about let's stay within this era of football. When we talk about the best players, Tyreek is in his own category. And that's why I always say, and I've been saying it for the past 2 years, don't ask me to do top 5 because Tyreek is in a class of his own. And that's with all due respect to all the other players, but it's just unfair.
They don't possess what he possesses.
It's unfair. The combination of speed, size. I mean, the fact that he's small, he can go across the middle.
But I'm glad. Deep. Can you imagine if he was Randy Moss height with that kind of?
But, then you know what? He wouldn't be as agile. He wouldn't be as shifty. If he was that tall,
he wouldn't be able to corner like he does.
So the fact that he is the size he is, and he's able to do what he does the same way Randy Moss does, as far as being able to take the top off of defenses, is unheard of. Contested catch, he everything. There's nothing he can't do.
But he's a football player. But see, here's the thing, Ocho. Normally, with guys that have that kind of speed, they're frail. They're not football players. He is a football player with track speed. Yeah. We've seen track guys try to come to the football. Ronaldo Nehemiah. Now, the first guy to do it was Bob Hayes. Bob Hayes was the reason why they went to the zone defense. Because before Bob Hayes, everybody played man. Well, you got the fastest man in the world, and you got a guy that's running 4.6 trying to cover it. That ain't gonna go too well.
At all.
That's not gonna go too well. So it's like, we got to find a way to slow him down. So and you see the way Bob Hayes was built. Bob Hayes was a football player that had world-class speed. Tyreek Hill, if you see the way he's built, you can tell. You look at him, you're like, okay, that's a football player. He's an athlete. But then when you watch him and how he accelerates, I've never seen a guy that could accelerate just like that. Normally, guys have to build up.
Yeah.
Tyreek in 3 steps is at top speed.
3. Shoot.
Did you see him take? They had him bracketed. They had him bracketed today. On that go ball, they got him bracketed. But you do realize bracket is the worst kind of coverage against a go ball because everybody's thinking in and out. And he take the top off.
You know the funny thing? The last 3 touchdowns that he scored deep, they had him bracketed. They had him bracketed last week too. I don't know what the safety doing. The safety trying to disguise. If I was a corner, I would just scream at the safety, man. And if you don't get over here and help me.
Ocho, but he still got to worry about that run field too, though.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
They put him in a bind. Right. They put him in a bind, Ocho. You asking a safety to do an awful lot. Now, if that run comes,
got to get down there. You got to get down there. If it don't, you got to get back.
And now I got to get over. So you got me. I'm looking at this, and there's Tyreek in 2 steps.
It's too late.
When he took off, when the guy first of all, you can't let him inside, Ocho. You got to force.
Well, you know what? You can't do that because you sit too far inside. Let's say you play head up, or you play half a man inside. You're done already. There's nothing you could do. You can't play head up. You can't play inside. You can't play outside leverage. But either way, he gonna beat you. He gonna beat you regardless.
Ocho, you got to get a hand on him. If you get up there and press coverage, you got to
get a hand on who?
Ocho. Ocho, will you back off it? We'll back off it. Ocho. First of all,
you got to run your defense. You got to run your defense.
Ocho. First of all, he gonna run past you. But if you up there in press coverage, he's already passed you in one step. At least make him go like 7 or 8 steps.
That's the scary part about it is when he plays press, he's so much quicker. He's so twitchy. He's so much quicker than everybody else that's going to get up there and try to press. You done. You done. You pick your poison. You play off, he going to kill you. You play press, he going to kill you. So what you want? You know how they need to play him? You know how they play the gunner? Remember how the gunner got 2 people in front of him?
The Calvin give him the Megatron treatment. Put 2 guys.
Right, that's the next thing you got to do. That's the only answer. And you know what's funny? If you do that, he's probably going to beat both of them too. That's the bad thing.
Well, now if you go play 2-on-1, I'm gonna run the ball. I'm gonna throw the ball to the other side of the field because I already know got 2, and you got 2 guys out of position. He's averaging 127 yards per game. He's on pace to have 2,155 yards, which would shatter Calvin Johnson's Megatron's record. He'd be the first player to ever have 2,000 yards in receiving. Have 2,000 yards in receiving in a single season. I'm knocking on wood, hoping he stay healthy because I want to.
He's gonna stay healthy. You know why? You know why he's gonna stay healthy?
I want to say
he eat the same food I eat. Yeah, he gonna be healthy. I can.
He definitely eats some bull jive. He does. He's on my podcast. He's eating Cheetos and talking about how his mom be cooking sausages and pancakes and grits.
I have a question. I'm not good. Well, I'm not a math major, but if he has over 1,000 yards now in week 8, at what point will he cross the 2,000 mark? What point do you think?
Probably at this pace, probably week 15.
Week 15?
Yeah.
Nah, he got to cross. He gonna cross it before that.
Well, he's on pace to average 21.55. So he's averaging.
He's averaging what 120 a game, right? About 120.
127. So that's 254. So he's on pace to get 21.55. So yeah, he's on pace.
Oh, that's crazy. Just the fact. Listen,
it is.
I'm thinking we used to be happy back in the day. You know, doing our era was a little different. But you hit 1,000 yards, boy, you feeling good.
Yeah. A receiver, if you could get a receiver, basically, if you got 1,300 yards, boy, 13, once you cross 1,300, you start getting to 1,500.
You the real,
oh, man.
Real deal.
Real.
Now?
Yeah. And then, you had a couple of guys getting to 16. And then, I think Jerry was the first guy that I remember had 1,800 in a season. And then here come Megatron had 1,900 in a season. I think Julio had 19 also in a season. But Tyreek, I mean, the guy after leaving, but you know what? He needed to be. He would have never done this in Andy Reid's system for the simple fact he got Trav. And Trav is going to see, he's going to get the lion's share of the targets here. Trav was going to probably he and Trav was going to be close. So Trav was probably going to get 170, 180. He was going to get somewhere between 150 and 160. I mean, 140, 160. So it was going to be hard for him to get the targets in that number. But, man, what he's been able to do and the way he's turned himself into a legit – because remember, Ocho, when he first came in, they just used him on punt and kick returns and a little gadget guy. But he said, I can run. I'm going to teach myself how to run the tree.
And he can do everything.
Now, and he does it so fast.
In a class of his own.
He definitely is a trust. And I'm excited. Next week they're in Germany.
They got the Chiefs. And listen, with the way the Chiefs played today, and what the Chiefs like to do offensively on defense, huh? Right in your face. Right in your face.
No, they
right in your face.
He'll have 3. Well, I tell you what. You ask me when will he go over 2,000? If they play him, he'll go over 2,000 in week 13 because he's gonna have 300.
There's no way to stop him. There's no way to stop him, and I know he's upset. No. So think about what he's thinking about coming up this week playing against the Chiefs. Well, you didn't want to pay me. Oh, you felt you could do it without me.
Yeah.
Let me show you what time it is. He might have 300.
At that point, I've got a ring. Go get that money, bro.
Right.
Go get that money. Bro, you can't eat them rings. You can't sleep in them. Go now, you get an opportunity. Your kids can be set. Man, that's what I look. You got to look. I get it. In certain situations, like a Brady or some guys like that. Okay, but Tyreek, man, go get that money, bro. Go get. Don't be bitter because they wouldn't, because they weren't gonna give you the money that Miami gave you, and they gave you more up front, and you in warm weather, and taxes, bro. There ain't no
At
taxes.
all.
Do you know how much money you keeping? Hell, it's 6 to 8% everywhere tax. Hell, in California, it's 12% state tax. You get no state tax. So you getting damn near all your money.
Every dollar, every dime.
Man, I know you saw this, man. I feel bad for First
Who
Cousin.
that?
He tore his Achilles.
Oh,
First Cousins, Kirk Cousins.
Yeah. Soon, listen, no contact either. No contact.
And that's normally what happened. That's normally what happened with Achilles. It looked, and you could tell he started harping. I mean, when they went back and showed his lower leg, and you could just see it. You see it give like that. Man, I just feel so bad. I just hate guys having to deal, because that's a tough injury to overcome, especially Cousins in his 30. But you look at their, what are they gonna do? You hear, possibly maybe trade for Kyler, who's coming off an ACL injury. Because if you look at their schedule, they got some game. They could go on a streak here. They're gonna get JJ back, Justin Jefferson back, probably in the next 3 weeks or so.
I mean, they were on a streak, if I'm not mistaken. They've won the last 2, maybe last 3. I'm not sure. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah,
but they won the last 3, and the fact that he went down, and you got Justin coming back in maybe a week, maybe 3, and the games that are coming up all winnable. But now your quarterback situation is shaky, and you got Jordan Addison playing out this world. Jordan Addison playing out this world. He the last 4 games he had.
Addison, Osborne, Hawkinson.
Man, they got something. All you have to do is fix the quarterback situation, and that's the hard part, because where do you go? Who you go get? I saw a tweet today that I put the eyes behind it. Somebody said, how about y'all call Brady? Tell Brady come out of retirement.
Brady done. Hey, Ocho, like you done, because at this point, Brady has already started not wanting to take those legs. And you know how it is, Ocho. Once you go after, because you got to retrain your body all over again, even when you take an off season off. You got to all of a sudden get your spidey senses tingling to know where contact's coming. Okay, if I caught a pass, I knew the coverage I caught it in. I knew what the danger. Yeah. Am I going to get sideswiped? Am I going to get head on? Or am I going to get hit from the back? Based on the coverage that I got the ball thrown to me. Bruh, you lose that when you don't use that.
You're right.
And those lick. And as you get older, Ocho, man, guy can hit me. Man, I jump up off the ground. Man, that ain't hurt. Man, I got like year 11, year 12. Man, I start putting that blink on. Blinkle hit right on up out of bounds.
Hey, you ain't what you put on the blinker?
I put that blink on. Blinkle. Hard right on up out of bounds, Ocho. I ain't gonna even lie to you, cuz. Hey. Hey, them licks started adding up, bro. I could. Hey, you young, Ocho. You see somebody, I'm finna run your little ass over, DB. I'm finna run you over, man.
Listen, you better than me. I didn't have to. I mean, I think I was very fortunate enough. Obviously, I stole what I like to call making business decisions from Torrey Holt and Isaac Bruce. But, man, catch it, man, get down. I ain't taking no punishment.
Man, them jokers pulled a turf over them. They were like, they were taking they like, hey, they pulled that turf over like they was in the bed, like you pulling the sheets over you.
I stole that from them, man.
That was T. Holt, my dog, though. A big
T. Holt, funny.
He a good day, good dude. I mean, but you at some point you got to make decisions like that. Everything you can't keep taking no collision. Listen. Everybody is tough to a certain degree. You can't play this game. Even in today's game, you can't play it without a certain level of toughness. Now, some guys are tougher than others. But at that point in time, I got to think about it. Nah, this ain't. I ain't gonna prove my toughness on this play. I'll live to see another day. I'm gonna get you when you're not suspecting I'm gonna be tough. You got this one. Now I catch you slipping. I'm gonna drop my shoulder on you.
Like that's basically what I did to Ray.
Oh boy, that was the worst decision you ever could have made. Ocho, we got 18,000 watching this live. Please make sure you click that subscribe button. Guys, you don't understand how thankful we are for you tuning in We know it's really late on the East Coast or wherever you're listening and watching us from. We really, really thank you. 18,000 watching us live. Please to make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you tell your family and friends to hit that subscribe button. Ocho, you know we're over 200,000 in just 3 weeks. Yeah, we 200K, bro. We going. We moving places. I go. We trying to get to 500,000 by the end of the year.
No.
Let's as a matter of fact, get us to 3 quarters. Get a million.
A million by the end of the year.
Okay, that's our goal. A million by the end of the year.
Awesome, man. 18,000 people watching. If y'all can see me, live, I love y'all, man. I appreciate you from the bottom of my heart. Me and Unc, man. Like for real. I'm not gonna get emotional. I promise. I'm not gonna cry. But man, I thank you. I love y'all and appreciate y'all, man. Let's go.
Ocho, I don't know if you saw this tonight, but the Milwaukee Bucks playing Atlanta Hawks had Flavor Flav sing the national anthem.
Wait, Flavor Flav? Like Flavor
Flav.
Big clock Flavor Flav?
Boy. Yeah. And then the Bucks had a nerve to have him, the caption, they put it to my yeah, boy. I said, no, boy. Oh,
how do he sound though? It was that bad?
Hold on. Have you ever heard Carl? You were young, 93. Carl Lewis sung the national anthem at the Nets Bulls game. Roseanne Barr.
I remember.
I think she goes by
Roseanne?
Barr now.
I remember Roseanne. She was funny.
Yeah. I don't know if bad Flavor Flav.
It was good.
Yeah, I mean he up there. Fergie, you remember? No.
Yo. Hey, that Fergie. Wait, hold on. You remember when they remixed Fergie thing? You heard the remix?
Fergie remixed Fergie thing. Fergie. But here's the thing, Ocho. You have to understand. You can't use auto tunes and sing the national anthem. Right. So that's your natural voice. It's not as easy as you think. And what people have tried to do is that Marvin Gaye sung it. I think it was game 2 of the NBA Finals against the Lakers.
All-Star. NBA All-Star, 1984. I even know the date.
He sung it, and then Whitney had it. And so everybody's trying to win the Grammy of singing that. Bro, just go up there and sing it and just keep it moving because you're going to mess it up.
Marvin Gaye's rendition of the Star-Spangled Banner at that NBA All-Star game in 84, I think it's either 84 or 85, and Whitney Houston will supersede anything that's ever done. But now the fact that you said the Bucks allowed Flavor Flav to sing the national anthem, I need the Bengals to step up to the plate.
And
I need the Bengals. Mike Brown, Troy, Katie, I know y'all going to see this. Elizabeth, if y'all see this, please allow me to come in at some point this season and sing the national anthem.
Let him come in and talk to the team.
No.
Do not let that man get in front of the microphone. Let me sing for you
real quick. Let me start it off real quick. And you can be like, oh, my God, Ocho, I didn't know you could sing. A quick story for you. I'm glad you said that. Quick story for you because you're not going to believe me. Listen, everybody watching. We got 18,000 people watching. Listen to me. I promise you. I promise you. So remember the Coca-Cola commercial years ago with Tyrese? Getting on the bus?
Yeah.
I auditioned for that. Let me tell you why Tyrese got it, though. I auditioned for that.
Because he can sing better than you.
No, he can't sing better than me. I had won the audition, right? But boom, this is back when I was at Santa Monica College. So when they called me back, I didn't answer the phone because I had practice. And they ended up giving it to Tyrese, so he got the role. But the fact that I could sing so well back then, that's what Tyrese took off. He took off after that. Yeah, he took off after that. And I went the football route. But if that I could have been, I was really a singer first, huh? I was a singer.
You dark skinned. You and Tyrese dark skinned. Y'all got bald.
Right.
That's what it. That's.
I'm just saying. Listen, it came down to us. The Coca-Cola commercial. It came down to me and him. And he the real deal. I look up to him because I'm like, damn. And he was on Martin. I'm like, God damn, he played the piano and sing just like me. But I chose the football route. That's crazy. It's crazy how God worked, man.
Go. Let me hear something. Give me a little something.
Tell me what song you want me. Tell me what song I'm gonna give it to you.
And no, stars. You gonna sing the national anthem? So let's start with that one.
Oh, say, can you See.
Oh Lord, that birthday. No, that we good. We
How
good.
was that?
See, you done hit that Carl
How was
Lewis
that?
already.
Whoa.
Carl Lewis. Oh, my
I
bad.
ain't even had no peppermint tea. That was right off the cuff. I'm not even prepared. You just told me to sing.
I can
That
tell.
was bad?
I don't right off the cuff, the tea, the crease.
Wait, hold on.
That
Give me a
was
minute.
bad, Ocho.
Give me a minute. Hold on. Give me a minute. La 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 la. Give me a minute. Me.
Nah, don't hit that
Wait.
mini ripper. No.
Me. Okay, I'm ready. You ready? Watch this. Stay with me now.
Yes.
Stay with me. Oh, say, can you see? See, everybody can't hit that C. See, by the dawn's early light.
Oh,
That's
Lord
bad.
have mercy.
Was
I need some peppermint tea after that. I need some baby.
Was so proud. I got a cold too. That's why I sound like that.
Yeah.
I got a cold.
Ocho.
I'm just getting up.
Ocho,
But you
I
see
just
the
told you.
potential though. You see the potential.
No. I see a lot of potential, a lot of things, Ocho. But that singing, Ocho, that's not an easy song
It's
to
not, but
sing because you have to
right.
elevate.
You got to have range. You got to have that Christina Aguilera, Mariah Carey, that Adele, that Jennifer Hudson. You got to be able to come here and take it there.
Okay. What singer would you like to hear sing the national
Right now?
anthem? So if they said, okay, Ocho, we're gonna give
Right
you a
now.
vote. Who would you like to sing in Allegiant
Right.
Stadium in
Super
Las
Bowl?
Vegas? Who? Yes.
Stop playing with me. Give me Kiki Wyatt. Girl, give me Kiki Wyatt or Jasmine Sullivan.
Okay.
Okay.
I can
or
do it.
Jennifer Hudson. Listen.
Okay.
Take me to church with it, please. Take me. Oh! Man.
Lord have mercy.
Boy, give me Jasmine Sullivan or Kiki Wyatt. Listen, I told Rail, listen, I ain't getting married unless Kiki Wyatt sing at the wedding.
Well, you paying for it?
Ooh, yeah. But that's one thing I would pay for.
Okay.
Kiki Wyatt, Jasmine Sullivan, Fantasia. Who else? I'm leaving somebody out. With it.
Could Adele sing the national anthem even though she's not American?
Yeah, she can. She had her voice, and I haven't seen it live. You've seen it live. I haven't seen it live. I'm just talking about from what I've seen from the music I've listened to, and people telling me and raving about her. I was just in Vegas, doing some work this past weekend, and everybody they watched the show. Everybody watching the song. Mm-hmm. Everybody watches. I'm in Vegas. They say about
they watch it.
You in town? Make sure you go see Adele, and they raving about how she sounds in person. I say it's like that, and they like, man, listen, words can't describe how she sounds in person. You have to experience it.
Mm-hmm. You got to see it. You got to hear it. You got to hear it.
And the fact that I was in Vegas, but I couldn't do it because the work I was doing was when the show was that night.
I definitely gonna probably go back and see her again before she leaves.
Damn, she was that good?
Yeah. I'm gonna see Usher too. Yeah, I'm gonna see Usher too.
That Usher, they listen. The real deal.
I'm
mad.
Deal. Okay, let's get to Coach Prime.
Me.
They lost to UCLA. And they asked him about, he said, the big picture, you get new linemen. That's the picture, and I'm going to paint it perfectly for it. Shedeur was sacked 7 times, hit 17 other times, and knocked down 13 times. They said the Bruins sacked him 5 times in the first half, leading to him getting a pain-killing injection at the half. You told me that it's about delivery.
Right.
Did you like Coach Prime's delivery? Because normally Coach says, "Look, we're gonna have to get better in certain areas. Right. Obviously, it's not where we should be, but the guys are battling. The guys are working hard. I watch them come to practice every day, work their tails off. We'll get it fixed. We're gonna coach them up. We'll coach them a little better. They'll play a little better." Coach Prime was matter of fact. The picture is we're gonna get new linemen. Did you like that?
Prime has always been unapologetically himself since he's arrived. The players in that locker room, they know who he is. He hasn't changed. He
Okay.
hasn't wavered. He stayed true to himself and his coaching style, which differs from everyone else, obviously. Prime says some of the things that others think, he just says them aloud. He has an approach. He has a way that he wants to run his show, and he's running it that way. What he's done for that program
Right.
in such a short amount of time is unbelievable.
Yeah.
And he said, "I need 6 or 8 more dogs." And the 6 or 8
Yeah.
more dogs that he was talking about is the interior, the offensive line and the defensive line. He's going to get them. Half of the battle when
Yeah.
it comes to college football and the coaches
It's all about the interior
is
line. O-line and D-line,
bingo.
interior.
And that's the only thing that separates Power 5 schools to your HBCUs to your other small division schools is the interior lineman.
Look at the Georgia
Oh my
Bulldogs.
goodness.
How many D linemen and O linemen they put into the league? Look at Bama. How many O line, D line they put into the league?
Man.
Go look at the
Yeah.
SEC. Every year, the SEC and the Big Ten, they
They
lead.
got them hogs, man. Well, they got them.
You
They
gotta
got them
have-
hogs,
hey.
man. Prime gonna get them now. Prime gonna get them because half of the battle is not. I was getting ready to say drafting, not drafting. That portal is
recruiting.
recruiting. Oh, that's half
Yeah.
the battle.
And see the thing is, but the portal, it's easy to go in the portal. Guys don't want to recruit anymore because guys that's in the portal, we already got film on them playing college. We already know they go to class, how they going to do it. So I've already got a head start.
Mm-hmm.
So now I go, okay, this guy really, really fit my program. I
Right.
like him. So I think you're going to probably see until they get a handle on it, what they're going to actually do with the portal. I think you're going to see more teams going that way. They're still going to recruit the high school athletes.
Well, I don't think not very many though, right? Not very many because you have to be special to be able to come in and actually contribute right away. I don't think players want to come in and sit down, or I got to wait 3 years before I play.
Yeah. It's very interesting to see. But I'm surprised because here's the thing that I'm afraid of is I don't want the guys to like, well, you feel that way, hell, I ain't gonna block no more. I ain't gonna do nothing the rest of the year.
They won't do that. They won't do that. They respond and they will respond well based on what he said. They gonna respond well. They not the type of kids to shut down.
Man, I just want him to beat Stanford because that way, if he the one beat Stanford and win one more game, he's bowl eligible. We could have gone bowling.
Yo, for real?
Oh, yeah. All you need is 6 wins.
That'd be beautiful, man. That'd be beautiful.
We're gonna end on this one. Tyson Fury beats Francis Ngannou by split decision. Was Francis Ngannou robbed?
You know good and well, man. That was with no mask on. He was right. He was robbed with no mask on. Listen, you know how much I love boxing. You know how much I love boxing. I have submerged myself in it. You know, since I was young, obviously stepping in the ring and doing it. You know, not at the highest level, but just doing it. Dude, that was a robbery. That was a robbery. And if you to watch the tweets of some of the boxers, some of the best in the world, to say it was an embarrassment to boxing, you know, if you are the heavyweight king, you do not allow somebody to come into your sport that is not familiar with your sport. He's familiar with combat sports, but not boxing. To come in and look that polished, look that sharp, and outclass and outbox you. You just can't.
It did.
You can't. And it was an embarrassment to boxing from what the peers have said.
When I watched and I look at Tyson Fury, it looks to me that he didn't take it serious.
Think so?
He didn't train.
But
no,
he always looks like that though. He just
he's always gonna look like a garment bag. I mean, he ain't got no shape to him.
Come on, huh?
So he built how he built. But I agree with you, Ocho, for an outsider, and that's what Francis Ngannou is. He's an outsider. To come in and look that good, and you talk about this guy's the heavyweight champion of the world, and everybody that he's gotten in the ring with over the last, he smoked them.
He was supposed to put on a clinic,
and Francis Ngannou won this fight. He won this fight. I don't know what the judges saw. I don't care if you just and I know the judges don't go by crowd reaction, but Francis Ngannou landed the cleaner punches. He was the aggressive
knockdown. And a knockdown. But I don't think they wanted to set a precedent. I don't think they wanted to set a precedent of having a MMA fighter with no boxing background or boxing experience. He has combat experience. But having him come
that's
in and
totally
beat the
different
heavyweight
though.
champ of the world, and it messes up everything else that Fury and Usyk, they're supposed to fight sometime in December. It messes
Yeah.
everything up. And I think they wanted to protect all that other stuff, and just, I mean, it was ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And there have been some other
Yeah.
decisions in boxing that have been questionable, and this just goes down as just a total embarrassment for the sport.
Yeah, this was bad, and I know this probably you don't remember this. This was as bad as when Roy Jones got robbed at the Olympics. When
Oh,
Floyd Mayweather
at the
got robbed at the
yeah,
Olympics. This was
yeah,
like that.
yeah,
This was like this.
yeah.
This is
And
bad.
matter of fact,
This is
those
bad.
losses for Roy, though that loss for Floyd might have been more impactful than it was if they had won.
Well, that was the last time Floyd
That
ever
might have
lost.
been more impactful than anything. He
The last time
lost
he
his.
ever
Yep.
lost a fight. Well, thank you
Whoa,
guys for
whoa,
18,000.
whoa,
We had
whoa, whoa! Come
18,000.
on, man. Where we going now? What we doing?
Man, we had 18,000, Ocho.
But I don't even know 18,000 people. I know my baby. I anybody that know me personally. If y'all watching, I love y'all. I appreciate you, baby. I know my baby. My baby probably what my kids watch. I know my kids watching y'all in college. Make sure you do your homework too. I'm gonna call you professor. Don't play.
And make sure you tell your friends, your kids, tell
Friends,
their
yeah.
friends to subscribe
Tell
to
your
this channel.
friends and tell your friends, your aunties and your uncles.
Yes,
18,000
because we got a goal. We trying to hit a milli. We trying to hit
by
a
December,
milli by
by
the
Christmas.
December
Yeah.
31st. We're gonna need to be as close as we possibly can.
What
to
a
a milli.
friend we have in Jesus.
Yeah, I wish I had a friend that could sing.
Listen,
I used
to lead the choir as a little kid at Mount Olivet Baptist Church in Overtown. Now, don't do me like that. Yeah.
Bro, you had 3 members.
At Mount Olivet? Oh no. Reverend Clark ain't play that. We had a membership. We had about 3,500 people. Yeah, we ain't had church. We had church. There's a difference. Yeah. Hey,
we try to get our goal, Ocho. Let's a modest goal. Our goal is to hit by the end of November, be at 500,000.
What month we in?
We August. This is October the 30th tomorrow.
Oh shit! It's the 30th.
Tomorrow.
I ain't even paid my mortgage this month. Shit.
Don't worry about it. They'll let you go about 2 or 3 months before they come and put chains on it.
Yo,
they'll let you go a couple of months before.
hey, listen.
But did your credit score? Did your credit score go suffer now? You be later to pay your credit score. You don't want your credit to go down.
I ain't play with my credit score. I ain't playing with that. I ain't playing with that. Every time I hit a question, and I want to ask you this for people that are watching, because I see it on Twitter all the time, and there's always a question: 800 credit score, or just say $500,000. What you taking? 500,000 or 800 credit score?
But see, I'm not the right person to ask that. You or I are not the right person because we financially straight. If I was an average person, I would take the 500 grand.
Say that. No. Say you us. What you gonna take?
Oh, me, I'm taking 850 credit score.
Okay. We don't have to get into the details of why, because that's a whole other topic.
850 credit score.
That's a good.
I mean, credit. Once you reach a certain level,
I don't think people understand.
Credit is.
I don't think people understand that. I don't think they understand that though, because everybody on Twitter, I'm taking the money, but I'm looking at it from a different perspective, from a different lens.
But you have to understand, Ocho. You can't. I mean, yeah, 500,000 of them is different because we're going to try to go get something worth 10 million, 15 million. 500 ain't gonna do nothing. But that man gonna look at them credit scores. He gonna look at if you ever been bankrupt. Have you ever walked out on anything? That's all. They look, like you said. We'll talk about that another day. But I mean, I ain't gonna tell you what my credit score is. 834.
You 834?
Hey, you heard that?
Hold on. Hey, you in the ace for real? I'm in the ace too, and I'm not even gonna tell you no lie. You want to know why I'm in the eights?
You got 8
No. I got 11. But you want to know why I'm in the eights? No, I'm serious. Let
What?
me take my glass off so you know I'm not bullshitting. I'm not gonna tell you now. You know how I always preach to you about getting certain people in your life that can give you a little guidance and a little
Mhm.
structure and discipline.
Yeah,
I'm in the eights. Real got me in the eights.
yeah.
She got me in the eights. Help me out
You
with
got
little credit. I ain't even know no goddamn credit line was. Help me out with a little credit line. I ain't even had
yeah.
no debt. I ain't even had no debt.
But see, that's the
Like,
thing. You got to have a
listen,
little debt.
it's a game. I ain't had none. I'm thinking
You
I'm
got to.
beating the system. I think I'm beating the
Do
system,
not.
being cheap, not having no
Mm-mm.
debt, not having no credit card.
Mm-mm.
I'm thinking I'm beating the system. You know,
No.
we get together about 3-4 years ago, and you know she helped me like, you know,
Mm-hmm.
I want to get something. Well, what your credit look like? My who? Man, she done built me shit
Mm-hmm.
up to an 812.
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah.
I'm telling you. See
Man,
stuff like that. That's what I'm gonna get.
when I originally came out here,
Yeah.
Ocho, the guy didn't want to. I had to, had to get a place rather quickly because I got the job and I had to
Yes,
get
sir.
out here. The guy didn't want to give me the
What?
place. He like, there's something wrong. I was like, what do you mean
Right.
there's something wrong? He says you got an 850 credit score and the only thing that you own is a
Mm-hmm.
house. I said, why the hell do I need like 15
Yeah.
houses just because I got great
Yeah.
credit? He said, because everybody has great credit. They have multiple
Mm-hmm.
this, multiple that. I said, well, I ain't them people. I live within my means. I ain't trying to
Right.
impress
Right.
nobody. So, and you know when they run your
Mm-hmm.
credit, it
Yeah.
dings it.
Yep. They go down.
Man, he
Yep.
done knocked my credit
Listen,
down to like
it's a game.
770.
It's a game that I don't.
I
It's a
said, man,
game of discipline that I
I said,
don't
I'm gonna
like.
get this. I'm gonna get this condo now. You done ding me down this right here. You gonna give me
Right.
this condo here, or you gonna give me about 500,000. You done ding my credit, kept running my credit like something was wrong.
Why is the system rigged like that?
I don't know, Ocho. I don't know.
That's another
I don't.
topic.
Another topic. But you know what, Ocho? We just hit 205,000 followers, subscribers. Excuse me, 205,000 subscribers. We got 200. We got 295 to go to reach our goal of 500,000 by the end of November, and then we got another 500,000 to go to hit our goal by the end of
That's
December.
unbelievable,
So,
man.
guys,
Thank
thank
you,
you for
man.
watching us live.
Thank you.
Thanks for tuning in for another episode of Nightcap. I'm your favorite Unc, Shannon Sharpe. He's your favorite number 85, Chad Ochocinco
Fly
Johnson.
me
And we're
to the
out.
moon. Let me
And take that voice with
play
you.
amongst the stars. Let me
That's
see
bad.
what life is like on